Good morning, everybody, and welcome to What's Real in Real Estate, where we talk about what's really happening in the real estate market. I'm Ellie Morris with Signature Real Estate Group. I'm really excited to have Dallas Locklear on. Dallas is one of the top home inspectors in town, and glad to have you, brother.
Well, thank you. I'm happy for that compliment right there.
Of course.
I can only strive to be the best.
Hey, listen, I don't know a person doesn't love you. You're one of the most popular guys in our business, and I'm glad you're here. Let me take a few minutes to go over the numbers. Folks, it's getting crazy. I know the market slowed down, but we are actually at 4.5 months inventory. If you think about it, 6 months ago, we were about a half a month inventory. So we've got inventory. That's not the problem now. So get out there, look. Rakes are still great. And it's just nice to have a little more of a balanced market back where it's not leaning too much towards the sellers. Buyers got a better opportunity. A couple of things that are happening in Vegas this weekend. One I'm very excited about is UNLV starts their new season with their second-year head coach. And I'm hoping that they can beat, I think they're playing Idaho State at Allegiant Stadium. I can't help it. I love I'm a homer, So as bad as they've been, I'm hoping they can win 6 games and make it to a bowl game. It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to Dallas. This is what you're all here for. Dallas, again, glad to have you. Give everybody a little idea about who you are, what you're, where you're from, and a little bit of your background.
Awesome. So I'm Dallas Locklear with Ground Up Professional Home Inspections. I am an owner, inspector. I've actually been doing home inspections for 12 years now. I've been in Las Vegas my entire life. I graduated here in Las Vegas. All my friends and family and everyone's here. Yeah.
You're in Las Vegas. I didn't know you were Las Vegas.
Yeah. I've been here for my entire life.
Good man. All right, let's talk about home inspections. I get people call me. They want to let their brother do it. They're going to let their friend do it. Why should somebody hire a licensed inspector?
So the difference between having a licensed inspector and your friend do it are the minor details that we take a look into. We actually test and run everything in your house. I have a drone that I use for roof inspections. I have a very expensive thermal imaging camera that does help for leaks and anything that might be hidden behind the walls. No, it's not an x-ray machine, so we don't see everything, but we do see more than what you're going to see with your eye. I've seen stuff where people painted over leaks. Obviously, you're not going to see it, but my thermal camera does pick that up. We go into very detail with everything, electrical, plumbing, everything gets tested and inspected. And if it's not 100% operational or has a defect, it gets put in our reports. And that's something important to you and your buyer because no one wants to move into a house and have $10,000 worth of repairs after you already spent, X amount of money to even move into that house. Gives you the opportunity to learn about your house and see what you can fix, what you're going to have to pay to fix, and move on from that.
So you give them a full written report of just what you saw?
Yes, so my reports, they are very detailed, and it comes over by an email through, it's all digital. You can pay digital, you can get your report digital, and it shows each and every part of your house. It has roofing, electrical, plumbing, kitchen, bathrooms. It's all separated, everything in the house. It has a table of contents. And also the best part about my report is the first thing you see in your report is the realtor summary. Those are going to be the things that are broken or damaged, in need of repair of some sort. And those are the most important part of your report. So you want to see that first. You're going to see only those items. You don't have to sift through your report to see what's wrong with it. Those things are separated. And then after that, you can go through the informational items, which explain the age of your AC, your appliances. You'll have all those photos in your report. At all times.
That's great. So just so people have an understanding, a typical home, call it a 2,000 square foot home, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 1 or 2 stories. What does that cost to get an inspection done?
So average $300 for 2,200 or $350 for 2,200 square feet. That's about average right there, give or take, $15, $20.
Okay.
Depending. We also do pools. And spas. Those are additional costs. We also do surrounding areas, Boulder City, Pahrump. I was actually just in Pahrump a couple days ago. For Pahrump and all the other surrounding cities like that, It is $100 fuel surcharge, obviously, because it
Yep.
takes time and gas.
Yep.
Boulder City, we don't charge to go out there because it's still within our city limits pretty much. And sometimes I'll go have lunch out there anyway.
What, you go to what's that place called? The cup? Something
Yeah.
cup? A little coffee place,
yeah,
a breakfast spot. I've been there a few times.
The coffee cup.
The coffee cup. Yeah. That's fine. Boulder City is a great little town. When I first got here, I lived in Silverado Ranch, so I was kind of down that part, and I saw they had a car show. Man, Dallas, my wife and I went down there. We thought we took a step back in time. It was just fabulous. Everything was just like it was 1952.
Yeah.
It's a great little city.
Talking about that one at Twin Peaks.
Yes.
Yeah. They do that every week. So yeah.
Oh, they do it every week.
Every week they do
Oh,
it there.
it was great. What a
It's
great time.
it's like a breakfast club. They kind of do that. Yeah, they set
Okay.
it up and they got a whole page and everything for that.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Okay, so we talked about some of the things you do. You mentioned pools. You inspect the pool equipment, but do you actually inspect the pool itself?
Yes, so I inspect the liner. I make sure there's no cracks or chips or anything in the surface that is like that. I check to see if there's a pool gate that's for the safety of your children or anyone else that might be there. I make sure the light's not hanging out and it's not a hazard for people. Obviously I can't see the water drop without having to sit there and watch it for a week. So that's one thing we can't do. But if there's any big trees that are in the area, I'll make a note of it. If there's any cracks in the decking or separation in the decking, that gets noted. We do test all pumps, spa blowers, the filters, everything. All the pool equipment gets noted. If there's any leaks, it's reported. If there's any cracks, it gets reported. If the filter's gauge isn't working properly, it gets reported. And then people always ask me, I tell them what's wrong with the pool, and then they're like, oh, do I need a pool inspection? I tell them I do exactly the same thing your pool person would do.
I was going to ask you that because I had a situation years ago. Spectre went out, and I didn't think he just did the equipment. Mm-hmm. And I told them, you might want to get a pool inspector. They didn't do it. So about a month later, they called me up, madder than heck, because the pool was leaking. Now, I told them to get a pool, but you really can't tell if a pool's leaking, can you?
Well, if it has a crack, so the only way you really notice is if there's a crack in the equipment or the valve is broken. So if you see the valve is broken where it drains the pool, then you have an issue. If the cover is cracked, then you have an issue. There's a lot of surrounding issues that could cause a leak in the pool. But as far as me seeing the water drop in the 2 hours that I'm there at the inspection, we're not going to be able to notice it. The only way they can and figure out the drop in that if there is a major leak is by shutting the pool off and leaving it like that for a week, and you'll be able to tell on the drop of the water if there is a major leak in that pool or not.
So home inspection takes a couple hours? Is that what you figure?
Yeah, so for me, it's about an hour per 1,000 square feet. Obviously, that's the average. Homes over 5,000 kind of vary because they have a lot of other technical things in their houses, smart keypads and things. Sometimes it gets technical, adds to time. I also do have a second inspector that works for me. So when we come to a 10,000 square foot house, I don't want to be at your house for 12 hours. So I call my inspector to come and team up with me, and we'll knock out a 10,000 square foot house in about 5 hours.
Okay, that's great, man. You're more than most, you're very involved in the real estate community.
Yes.
I don't see a lot of inspectors as involved in the real estate community as you are. How did that come about?
So I'm a very people person. I love to be around people. I actually have a commercial driver's license, and I drove a doubles 110-foot truck for 2 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But that wasn't for me. Sitting in a truck all day, that was not the job for me. So
Did you drive cross country or just around here?
No, I actually went in local. I got my license at a school, and I had a friend that got me a job here in town, and I was driving doubles within a month.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a lot to lug.
Yeah. Right.
How do you make around those corners, man? You had a lot of screw-ups?
It takes skill.
Had to take
It's not an easy task.
I can't barely get my car around a corner sometime while hitting a curb. Yeah, I see those. That takes a lot of skill.
Yeah, no, so I'm a very people person. I like to be involved. And, I want to surround myself with like-minded people. So I wanted to join these committees and these things to be with these people and to give back to our communities and do my part to help and give back, because I don't believe in take. You have to give back to have something in return.
And you do give back. I'm the same way. I mean, we both have been pretty lucky in life if you think about it. I mean, we've all had ups and downs. Everybody does. But for the most part, life's been pretty good to me, and it is important to give back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, and then I found that this is a very giving community, Las Vegas. When we moved I'm from Detroit, and I was used to be so proud how every year when Jerry Lewis would do his telethon,
yeah,
only one city gave more money than Detroit, and that was New York. So, I mean, much bigger.
Yeah.
So it was a very giving. I get out here, and I just didn't really know whether it was or wasn't, didn't get the feel, but October 1st, 2017, changed everything for me.
Yeah.
When I saw at that shooting, and I saw how the whole community just came together to help each other out. This is a great town, man.
Yeah, it really is, especially with our community. There's a lot of people that want to give back and are here to help and genuinely be there for the people and the community and whoever else it might be.
Yeah, no question about it.
Just like, what was it, a couple months ago, our community outreach committee, we went down in the tunnels and, gave out 50 cases of water to the homeless that live underneath our city that, we don't see unless they happen to be out roaming around. It's a rough thing to see, but we were able to come down and bring 50 cases of water to those people.
Yeah, and that was fantastic. Last Tuesday, I think it was a week ago Tuesday, I went down to the rescue mission with a bunch of folks from the outreach. And, I've been there before, but I got to tell you, I was so impressed and surprised at how grateful these people are. They're not bitter. They're not angry. They're in a tough situation, and they're very thankful and grateful that the Las Vegas Rescue Mission is there.
Yeah, I absolutely love that part the most, is seeing how thankful these people are, especially, like the rebuilding together as well. When you come and help these people that are disabled, and, we're here to help clean up their house, and, they just sit there and cry, and they have no words for expression on how they feel and how grateful they are. And, like, I just got chills.
I got them too.
Because it's amazing.
Yep. We do this, VA rep. I've been working with Bob Cleveland and rebuilding together for, I gotta believe, 6-7 years. And an interesting thing happened before COVID. We worked on a guy's house down in Henderson. This is a grizzly old Korean War veteran, and the home was in complete disarray. We completely painted the outside, redid the whole yard. He didn't come out the whole time. At the very end, he came out, and this old tough dude just broke down in tears.
Broke down.
Yeah, and you know what? He wasn't the only one. Yeah. So I'm telling the story to Bob Cleveland, who runs Rebuilding Together, and he said at one of our meetings, he says, "You see that guy in the back?" He goes, "That's him. After you guys were there, he came and said, I want to work with you guys." And he now works for Rebuilding Together.
See, that's amazing.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, and those are things that are important to me, and my wife and our family is, giving back, and it means a lot, and it's absolutely amazing.
No, it really does, and it is nice that this town's like that. There's so much about this town people don't realize. All they think about is a strip.
Yeah, that's the last thing we go to.
Isn't it? I know. I mean, to tell you the truth, there's actually an event coming up I was invited to, and it's free for me to go, but it's at Aria. Nothing against Aria. I just don't want to go fight the traffic. I don't want to go park and walk 15. So I don't bother.
It's a mess. You deal with the traffic, then you deal with the valet, then you have to walk through the casino. Yeah, it becomes a lot of work just to get to where you got to go.
Now, my wife and I got here 17 years ago. Now, when we first got here to Dallas, we used to come here every year for vacation. So we love Vegas. We still love Vegas, but we found ourselves on the Strip almost every month. It was like a little mini vacation getaway. Yeah. Now it's pretty much when somebody comes to town, and we go down and meet someone down there. Short of that, although I will tell you, every Christmas we go down to the Bellagio and see the conservatory.
Oh yeah, that's always an awesome place,
Isn't it?
especially for all the holidays because they always change it every year for every holiday. So it's always something different.
Hey, before we forget, tell everybody out there how they can get a hold of you if they need a home inspection.
So we do have a website, www.grounduphomeInsp.com. You could call the office, 702-524-8586. And you could schedule online. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, all of it. It's all Ground Up Home.
Good, perfect. Let's go back talking about Vegas, 'cause I love talking about Vegas. People think the script, it's all they think about. People have become very much, foodies love to come to Vegas now because we're such a big restaurant town.
Yeah.
You got favorite restaurants in town here?
Oh, I love sushi, and probably my hands down favorite place is Hot and Juicy Crawfish.
Where's that at?
It's in Chinatown on Spring Mountain and Valley View. They have 2 locations. They're both about 2 blocks away from each other. But I love seafood. I love shrimp, and I love the Hot and Juicy. I'm not a fan of the crawfish because it's a lot of work for a little bit of meat. But
crawfish. Don't people eat the shell with the crawfish?
No, you have to take it apart.
It is a lot of work then. Yeah.
There's a lot of good restaurants. It's hard to even decipher from because every steakhouse is different. They have their benefits. We did do, what was it? I think Harlow and Summerlin Mall. It's actually a really good place to go. So the food was amazing, the service, and then really good place, really good service was that Steak and Carver in Resorts World. Really good.
Oh, was that good?
Service was absolutely
I haven't
amazing.
been there.
He wasn't yelling at the table. He actually came and spoke to each and every person every time he came around. For your drinks, for your appetizers, for your food. He came and personally talked to each and every person instead of yelling at the table trying to get everyone's attention.
That is one thing also people don't realize. You want service? Come to Las Vegas. You know, UNLV, we were just talking about it, has one of the finest culinary arts schools in the country. And we teach service here. That's why people come here. They want great service.
Yep, they have the schools for the hotels, for, housekeeping, all of it. So they have a different school for all of it.
I was reading yesterday that this is from one of the guys from MGM. Their gambling only makes up 24% of the revenue.
Really?
24%. They broke it down. It's shopping and food.
Yeah,
Food and shows.
I could see food and beverage being a huge.
Huge. And, people don't come as much just to gamble. They come for the shows. They come for the... And by the way, speaking of shows, you guys go to shows? You like shows?
We actually just did David Copperfield last week. His show is amazing.
Where's he at, MGM?
MGM, and it's like, it's... Some of the stuff he did was crazy. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
I have never seen him, but I love these. We went and saw, this is a couple of years ago, Penn and Teller. And what they did was unbelievable. They did all these tricks, and they did one that was just blew our mind. And then they actually took the curtain down and showed you just how they did it, and you still couldn't figure it out. I mean, they're unbelievable. Yeah. The things, great shows. And you can go to some shows. We live out in Sun City, Summerlin, and they have a couple little lounges out there, sometimes for nothing, or maybe $10. We see a great band, a couple hours, great music. These people probably should be on the script. There's just no room for them.
Yeah, I love live music. Yeah, live music is one of the best things.
Isn't it? And it's all over town here.
I wish they had some more little local bars with some local bands. It seems it's kind of like a dying breed here in Las Vegas, But, you always have the major concerts. You can always find a concert anywhere in Las Vegas.
Yeah, there's some good places. You've been to the Sand Dollar? Have you heard of the Sand Dollar?
Yep, they used to.
They don't have live music anymore?
I don't know. I think they do it on the weekends now. Okay. I'm not sure about the weekdays. We actually there's a place called the Dive Bar on Maryland and Flamingo. They have live music. They do country and rock and all that stuff. It just depends what night you get.
It's really but the other thing people don't think about when they come to Las Vegas is the outdoor activities. Yes. I mean, I'm going to be at Mount Charleston tomorrow. And
where was my invite?
Yeah. It is just, An hour from my house. I'm 8,000 feet up in the middle of these unbelievably ponderosa pines, and just it's a whole different world out there.
Yeah, absolutely. You have Red Rock, you have Lake Mead. There's a ton of things to do with, outdoor activities. And
Valley of Fire. When I first time I went out there, I thought, who's going to go? What? It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place out there. Absolutely. You just got to catch the right weather. So right now is not the time.
I wouldn't go out there in the summer. No.
Yeah.
But it's a great place to go in the fall.
Yep, absolutely.
And that's the thing you have to get is you don't go out to Death Valley in July or August unless you're crazy.
No, yeah.
But Mount Charleston's a great way to get a break away from the heat.
Yep.
And if you want to go on Mount Charleston's so cool. There's another thing I'm really excited about. And do you snow ski?
Yes.
Okay, you can go snow skiing at Mount Charleston in the morning and go water skiing on Lake Mead in the afternoon.
Yep, absolutely.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. That's one of the benefits of the weather we get here. Yes, we have hot summers, but our winters are pretty awesome.
Listen, I was just down in Orlando, Florida, visiting my kids, and I got to tell you, it's nice. It was great seeing them, but the heat and the humidity, it was like 90 degrees and 80% humidity. I mean, I was soaking wet walking from my car to the kids' house.
Yeah.
It was just, my glasses would fog up when you get out of there. It is no knock on Florida. Florida's a beautiful place, but I'll tell you what, I don't miss that humidity at all.
We went to Miami a couple years ago, and it was brutal. That humidity is crazy.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And I love Miami Beach. It's a party place. It's a great place to go, but
my body heat's always up as it is, but out there, out to it, I felt like I was just walking out of a sauna all day long.
It is hot. And that's the other thing about living in Las Vegas. We just got back from Newport Beach. In 5 hours, I'm on the beach.
Yeah.
In 5 more hours, I could be at the Grand Canyon. 5 more hours, I can be at Lake Zion Park, or 3 hour. I mean, I could be at so many places in a half a day's drive.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we got a really great location. Just a little bit of driving, you can pretty much get anywhere you want right now, whether it's skiing, the lake, the ocean.
Yep.
It's all fairly close. So it's
it really is.
bad.
It is.
And even I think Sequoia National Park is 5 hours away too. So even going there and going through a national park is super close as well.
Another cool thing, this is when you got a ways to go yet, brother, but when you turn 62, I bought one of these passes. Beta is fantastic. It was $10 when I bought it. Now I think it's up to 70. But still, you pay one time, and it gets you in every national park in the country for the rest of your life. One-time fee. So you both can look forward to, isn't it? Yeah.
I feel like I buy it every year.
Because you're young. When you get old like me, that's one of the perks of aging,
Yeah. We have to buy one just for the lake. We have to buy that pass every year.
Yeah. We were just at Red Rock a couple weeks ago. Just went for a little hike, and it's just, it's fantastic. We go in the morning. It's not that bad. I wouldn't go at 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, right.
But at 6 or 7 in the morning, it's not bad.
Well, even if you catch it's fall time, around November, it's beautiful out there. Then it makes it worth it. That was actually a funny story about Red Rock, because when I was a child, that was actually my favorite thing to do here in Las Vegas.
Was it?
But back then, when I was 7, 8 years old, it was to Red Rock from the end of town was about a 30-minute drive because it was all desert. So now it's like you at the end of town, boom, you're at Red Rock. It wasn't like that when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's also kind of. I had a friend in town. I told him I wanted to go. He goes, how far of a drive is it? And we live in Sun City, Summer. I said, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. He says, come on, how long is it really? And it's really about a 15-minute drive. And we're at the entrance of Red Rock.
Yep, and same with Mount Charleston. When I was a kid, it felt like a road trip. It'd be like an hour and a half to get to Mount Charleston. Now you're like, end of town, 15 minutes, you're there. It's like crazy.
No. Very true, very true. Oh, so we got to wrap this up one more time. Tell everybody just how they can get a hold of you.
All right. I'm Dallas Locklear with Ground Up Professional Home Inspections. You can give us a call at 702-524-8586. And our website, www.grounduphomeInsp.com. And we are in Instagram, Ground Up Home, as well. So
fantastic.
Feel free to contact us with any questions or comments and reach out.
Excellent. Well, thank you again for coming on, brother. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, and I can't wait to do it again.
You will. You got it, man. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Listen, we will see you all in a couple weeks. I'm not going to be here for Labor Day, so we're beta. We get a break then. But be safe out there. Be kind to everybody. It's still a stressful time, and just be nice. Hey, be well. Stay safe. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.